you definitely did some shit, nigga.
No, I asked the question.
All of
You
y'all.
did.
What is you talking about? Not all of y'all, but anybody who spoke. All y'all. She's
Hey, Q.
talking about she villainized.
Did she not though?
She didn't.
Q.
No, she
Did not. She held him
She did
accountable.
not. If you guys play it back, and then when I said what I said, you guys listened very poorly and then responded to that. I said Adrian said some powerful shit.
Mm-hmm.
He said a lot of good shit. All
Yeah.
of that got dismissed, and the only thing he held on to and responded to was all the things he didn't like to hear.
But
So
see,
that was like the catalyst that set it off, and then y'all defended
No,
that.
you cut him off, and then it went off the rails when you started
no,
telling him
my thing was
about himself.
him
It
being,
went off the rails.
my thing was him being
Hold on,
called
hold on, Mary.
That's the only issue.
Hold on,
Huh?
Watch the
Him being
playback.
called a hypocrite.
Watch the
Him being
playback.
called a hypocrite was the only
Yeah.
thing that
So
I said.
Mary was addressing the hypocrite stuff, and then Q, while Adrian was responding, you interjected while he was talking.
to tell him that it wasn't necessary for him to defend himself.
No, but then you said and then he said all about you don't have to tell him how to be a man and shit like that. Everybody got to take some accountability for if you interject inappropriately, you can also be a catalyst for something.
So bringing it full circle.
Yeah, but I'm talking about prior to that. So I get what you guys. That's what I'm saying. Is after that you guys then defended most of the stuff with him because to your point you're saying, oh, you cut him off, you did this, you did that. But prior to that, I was just expressing to him that it was his energy. It's not that he said anything foul or fucked up, but it was the energy that he came behind it as like very all-knowing. He didn't like to hear some of that, so he was responding to that, but it wasn't necessary because look what happened. Fucking
Nothing happened.
But
I don't-
yeah, 15 minutes later,
I was talking about Asia specifically. I wasn't talking about nothing you said. I was speaking specifically in regards to him being called a hypocrite.
Yeah, Mary, you weren't addressing what Q said.
I wasn't.
I felt like I only interjected right after Hemp asked about the sexual liberation thing because that's hypocritical is the way she came at Adrian for how she did, and she advocates for sexual liberation. So that's when I jumped in it. Like, and then when Mary was saying, asking like, have you made a poor decision knowingly? We all have. And she stood firm in that she didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's she's not here to advocate for herself right now, but that's where I was coming from.
We all watch this back tomorrow, we could see where those little points, because I think everybody's saying something valid even right now, but I think we could see where we kind of all missed something and then it went left.
So Q, I think and we're gonna do the final thoughts, but I disagree. I don't think it's all mutually exclusive. I think that
all mutually exclusive.
So I don't think that what you said and what Adrian said and what Mary said and what Chief said and what I said was a catalyst for it all. I think a lot of it was independent. Like Mary was addressing hypocrite. When I asked the question I asked, Chief expounded on that. You were telling Adrian, don't defend it, but you've been self-righteous, and now you want to tell us
I didn't. That's where you're not listening. I never said.
So I'm just surmising. You say he came off as all-knowing, right?
Off that way, right?
Yeah, that's what I just said. So I said he came off as self-righteous, right? And so you're saying that's what I'm just saying that all that's not all tied together necessarily is my point.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know you didn't say self, right? I understand what you were saying, just trying to surmise it real quick.
Yeah, so that's why I had to keep giving him his flowers. And I'm like, he probably gonna interpret that as I'm saying this is exactly what I'm saying that's what it came across as, and that's probably how she was taking it. But you said some righteous shit.
No, he did. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hey, if you didn't know, this shit is called This Might Be Risky. So for once in your life, when you come up on this bitch, you gotta stand on something. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But if you want to have tough conversation and get some understanding, this is the place to be. If you agree with everything everybody says, you're in the wrong place. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? Right? And if it get hot, stay in the goddamn kitchen. Open the window. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like Jerry Springer, but I do fuck with one of his constructs. Bro, final thought.
Before you bring people into your life, learn about yourself, get your counseling so that you don't hurt people.
Word. Q?
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback off of something that Rose said earlier, where she was talking about like sleeping with different people. But she also mentioned something powerful that I think went over a few people's heads, where she said even like experiencing yourself. I think it is important to have some type of experience outside of just going straight into your marriage. And so I do agree with that sentiment, which would be a complete disagreement with what Adrian was saying, I think, possibly, perhaps, but he can expound on that.
Word. Chief.
Got a couple points. First of all, to your black ass, this might be risky is dope, but what that first question or the dual questions, I think, sets us up for something. We can't pick a side when we got to answer both questions. So it kind of makes it like that first question, because it pertained to men and women. So those dual questions make it tough. Put one question on the bottom. Let us do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you put us in that bind on purpose, bro.
Yeah.
I messed with my man when he said you could only go as far as the man before you could take you, and I thought that was like powerful in to hear for me. We talked about a variety of different things, but one thing I wrote down was like, as much as it's important to to give our kids the thing we didn't have, it's more important to teach them things we didn't know. And lastly, I read a quote a while ago, and it said, "We expect our partners to come as a finished product while we give ourselves the grace to evolve." And I think that's something to Rose's point. Like, we need to be more open to everyone growing instead of expecting perfection from our people. We need to understand we're all in this phase of leveling up together.
Word. Mary?
I just want to let you guys know, when you are trying to break these generational curses, don't forget not to create new ones.
New blessings.
No, new curses.
Word.
And people tend to think that they're, changing something in their past and they're creating something else.
Okay.
Like bitch ass little boys.
Gotcha. Word. Devin?
I say that I think the most binding principle that we all need to hold on to, especially when it comes to things like this, is that you gotta leave a love, man. You have to. I think when you have that grounding principle, you'll allow people grace to be them, and you'll understand their experiences a lot better. And like the choices that come with certain things. You know what I mean? I like this. I like this realm. I like coming into this, and I see how you guys interact with each other. I've been watching for a while, and I like what I see, and I like it that we can have healthy dialogue with each other, and how it happens when we put the hot seat on, we ask the hot questions, and I think it's thought provoking, and I think we need more of that as a culture with each other. And I think we'll evolve out of that way. We have more conversations like this, it'll make a lot less harder conversations when you are with that person, when you do meet that person. You know?
Word.
Q? Did you go already?
I went already.
Oh, shit. I thought you did. My bad.
You forgot about me, big dog.
I got you.
I know I'm new to this show. I would say, despite who hurt you, don't forget about the importance of relationships. Don't forget about the importance of family. That's the most important thing. That's the only way we're gonna have community. We all have to take accountability for that to make ourselves better, and we have to take family as valuable, because this is how we build. So don't let your trauma destroy your opportunity to build the real wealth in life, right? Which is family. All right.
Word. Mr. White?
First, I want to say shout out to Devin. It's clear you've been putting in the work, man, based off of how you said you were and the things that you touched on. And so, I think you're a great example of somebody who goes to therapy, but also puts in the work to actively apply the things that he's learning. So I wanted to say shout out to you for that. You do have some women who are single because they're like, no, I just don't need to entertain nobody at this time because I have to get myself together. But the majority, 90% of women who say that are single because the man that they want don't want them. Trauma is real, as well as your perspectives is real, right? And so a lot of the things that we that somebody does in the present that we think bothers us is really not what they're doing. It's really our perception about what they're doing. And a lot of times it's based about us, the negative feelings that we have about ourselves. So do the inward work, the actual work that it takes to really see those things. Look at those triggers and look at yourself, which I know my girl Asia gonna do. Shout out to her. And yeah, man, it was great talking to y'all tonight.
Word. I fucks
Word.
with it.
I think everything we go through is hard, man, and I think it sticks on us, especially in our subconscious. And I think all it takes is all you got. It ain't gonna take 80%, 90%, 99%. It's gonna take 100% of what you got to overcome and deal. And it's okay to get mad and frustrated and sad and get triggered, right? Because now you can identify it. If you don't experience it in terms of what can get you to a point of which you don't like yourself as much and which you regret your actions, then how will you overcome it? Right? All conversation, they ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna suck. And we up here for a real reason. Yes, entertainment, but at the same time, people are learning. If you look at the comments, I get inboxes all the time. People are learning, and we should be also. That's the key. We ain't up here just for entertainment. We should be consuming too. You know what I mean? Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend, and we out.